Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Wrestling with Tism, where there is always some spectrum on the internet. I am your host, the He-Man James Hebert, joined by the Fish and Dish Connection, the Russellfish Ryan, the Soap Dish Hannibal Scorch. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
You'll go first, Hannibal?
I'll go first. I'm good, man. It's a good day. Good day to be me. It doesn't happen all the time, but yeah, it's not been too bad. How about yourself, Ryan?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right indeed. It's another Monday. It's another good lineup that we have for the peoples. It is a great time. Also, check your messages.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Just to make sure, we have to be careful, sometimes you got to do some things. But, lovely Monday. It's cold as fuck here where I'm at. It is what it is.
We've got weird. I mean, it's not a heat wave, right? I can say that it's not a heat wave, but I went out yesterday wearing almost the exact same top that I'm wearing today, which is just a quite thin sweatshirt. I didn't have to wear a coat for the first time in a few months. But apparently it is going to get icy towards the week and the temperature is going to drop. So not looking forward to that, but it is what it is. James, how you doing, man?
I am good. I am just kind of chilling. That's what I've been doing, getting ready for the show today. We should have a good one, in fact. We do have somebody waiting in the green room. I'm sure we'll bring them in momentarily to join in the conversation. Things are good. Can't complain.
And what have you got there, Ryan? I can't really see.
Yeah, I'm seeing little words there on the shirt.
Hold on. Are you talking about my shirt? The Soccer Sold shirt that you can find exclusively at shopwc.com?
C.com.
Oh, getting the plugs in.
Absolutely.
Shopwc.com.
You gotta hit it once, right?
Yeah, we gotta hit it at least the one time, everybody. But if you enjoy supporting, or if you enjoy the WrestleCollective and you wish to support us, you can always go to shopwc.com and purchase yourself either a shirt. You can purchase a sticker. You can purchase a hat. You can purchase a little bit of everything on shopwc.com. It is what it is, everybody. So either way, if you were willing to part with your dollar, we very much thank you. But the show is not about that. I will say it's been an eventful week in professional wrestling. Another brand has a television deal. Yes. Oh no, is my Netflix flashing in the background? Hi, Triple H.
It's fine.
It is a fact.
Okay, hold on. Let me fix that. We were watching Monday Night Raw. We were, hoping, pleading, begging with, Hunter to just let Pin get one. Even if you have to reverse the decision, Did I say Pin get one?
You did say, in fact, Pin get one. You did.
Anyways.
That gets said.
Either way, is what it is. One of our talking points today is total nonstop action. James, they had a really good pay-per-view. You tell me, and I've heard from other people your subjective opinion. It was at least infinitely better than what it was on Thursday. TNA has never really had quote unquote bad pay-per-views. They have had some bad pay-per-views, but those ones are further and further back in the day, right?
Yeah.
But for what it is, they at least had a decent pay-per-view. The television debut. It's kind of a if you're on the sports entertainment side of liking your wrestling, okay, maybe you had quite a bit of that.
Yep.
This is a little too promo heavy for my part, for my taste in wrestling. I do think you need more than 3 matches on the card, and this is not going to be an overly hating, negative conversation. We are going to pitch some things and suggest the things that we should that we think should have been done better, especially had weeks, months, maybe even a quarter to think of a plan to get a good television deal going on, or not television deal, but a good television debut. This company has produced television for 25 years in some capacity. All right. So,
Yeah.
but just want to say that for what it is, it left me wanting more. I am someone who grew up watching TNA. I've watched TNA for a long time. I stopped watching TNA after Destination America, so I don't think I followed them to Pursuit.
Yeah.
I
followed them to Destination America, and then what happened.
And then I didn't really keep up with them until I kept up with Who Was the Champions. I watched something if someone said it was good and recommended it to me, But past that, didn't really keep up with it.
Yeah.
Which is fair. I think a lot of people did that, to be honest, really. I was like quite an avid fan for years, really. Up until around about the time AJ went, I kind of fell out of it then. And not specifically for that reason, but there is a lot to be said about when AJ went, because he was Mr. TNA. He was the guy.
Yeah.
And that was his promotion. And I appreciate people like want to move on sometimes, but in his case, it wasn't so much he wanted to move on, it's that they didn't want to pay him, so he had to move on. And I actually just watched that segment back, like his last match. It's rough. It's rough how they wrote him off TV. They literally had half the roster come out and beat him up to lose the title. Like, it's insane. If you compare that to how Powerhouse Hobbs just got written off TV for AEW, do you know what I mean? Night and day.
Yeah.
Night and day. AJ did not deserve to be treated that way. I didn't get to see the pay-per-view. I did get to see the first episode on AMC, and for something that they have known for at least 3 months was going to happen, I couldn't believe how bad that show was they put together in terms of how they put it together. And the way the show started out, ironically, with AJ Styles, that was a last-minute addition, right? That was something they only found out a few days before, maybe a week before that first episode. So that's how they started the show off. So what would they have done if AJ wasn't available or AJ wasn't allowed to go down there? Do you know what I mean? Like, it just felt so weird. It was so weird. It was disappointing because, and I said this last week when we were talking about it on Light the Fuse over on X,
Yep.
that you don't get many chances to make a good first impression, a second first impression. Or
Much less a 7.
Right, exactly. And if that's how you're trying to get people engaged and watching your product, that wasn't the show. That wasn't the way to do it for me. I was surprised. I was shocked, but not in the ways that you want to be surprised and shocked when you tune into a wrestling show. So, fingers crossed they find a way up. But yeah.
It's been a while since I've really kept up with TNA on a weekly basis. I don't really feel like I've watched TNA at its strongest. It's just been really, and that's been the case for a while now. That's just genuinely how I've been feeling. So I don't know. I felt that way with this show too. And right off the gate, I'll say some things about what I didn't like are very subjective. You may like them, right? Elegance brand being one of them. I hate them. I hate them as they are now. That's subjective. Objectively, though, the production issues were a complete mess. Like, complete mess.
Yeah,
Well,
I couldn't believe, as you said, Ryan, like they've been doing this for 25 years. Not necessarily live TV, but TNA started off as a weekly pay-per-view that was, for most weeks, a live pay-per-view. There's not a lot of difference between, doing a live pay-per-view and doing a live TV show. The equipment's the same. So how they messed it up, I've got no idea.
Well, let's talk about the show in terms of pacing, right? The show opens up with a promo package trying to reintroduce you to what TNA is.
Yep.
All right. And that's okay. Okay, this is a 25-year-old brand. You need to remind people what TNA is. This is the one real opportunity you get to reintroduce yourself to someone who might be a new viewer and wants a little bit of an education.
Yeah.
That leads into AJ Styles coming out, cutting his promo. This is the house that AJ Styles built. All right.
Yeah.
And with that in mind, it was a decent promo at that. The crowd seems to be hot. The crowd really into AJ. They want to see AJ wrestle at some point in TNA.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we're going to get that or not, but people are talking about it. People with knowledge of situations are talking about it. So it is what it is. Promo leaves, cuts back to another video package, and then TNA Plus crashes. Which could be viewed as a good thing. And honestly, more people watching the product. Okay, if everybody subscribed to TNA Plus and started viewing this product and attempting to watch TNA, man, TNA must have got a bunch of new subscribers for this particular episode. Because despite AMC being in a lot of households, there are a lot of people who cut cords. Right?
Yep.
And it is what it is. So, but the app crashes, and the app was crashed for at least a solid 10 minutes for me because I was trying to watch on TNA Plus.
Yeah, you were trying to watch it on AMC.
When you have one introduction, one video package, one open to the show, then you have a segment, and then we're doing yet another open to the show. That starts to kill the momentum and kill the pacing of the show and slows it down to a halt. And I guess, if I recall correctly, the Hardys were wrestling Order 4.
Yeah.
And with Elijah, mind you. And this was an okay match. The wrestling itself was okay. It is what it is. But then we lead into even more in-ring segments. We have the Elegance brand. The Elegance brand winning the TNA Knockouts Championships. I think they're somewhere in between all of this. We have an introduction to the TNA Knockouts division. So it is what it is. There's a lot of promos on the show. And this all these promos should have been like TV adverts leading into this debut.
Yeah.
I don't know whose fan that is.
Oh, that's my bad. Here, I'll just turn it off. I didn't even realize it was picking up that bad. Damn.
No, it just started.
Sorry about that.
You're good.
Yeah, fair enough. Continue.
But there's so many promo packages on the show. There's so much member berries and nostalgia. They're trying to hook people in. And they're showcasing what TNA used to be, but they're not really showcasing what TNA is. And that's my issue. Okay? Yeah. You're showcasing me yesterday. In fact, you're not even showing me yesterday. You're showing me decades ago. And that's where we're at. Yeah. So, for what it's worth, I think the TNA debut fumbled, and there are some suggestions. Okay. Thankfully, when you are at rock bottom, there's only one place to go. That's up. So I don't know if they fumbled it on purpose and just want to start incrementally building, like set the expectation at 0 and go from there.
Mm-hmm.
But you need wrestling on a wrestling show. So
Yes.
in a 2-hour wrestling card, how many matches are too many matches for you?
Yeah.
2 hours?
On a 2-hour wrestling match, how many matches are too little matches for you? How about that? How about that question?
Well,
what we got?
It's what we got, yeah. So,
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
I mean, you can argue anything less than. You know, we had 3 matches on this card, and it was too little. So anything 4 is the bare minimum I expect in a 2-hour wrestling card, because you're not going to give. You're not going to have all those matches be the same length or anything like that. So you're not going to say like, you know, each match is 30 minutes or anything stupid like that. But you know, if you have like, you know, a 25-minute main event, you know, 15-minute match, maybe a 5-10 minute squash, you know, whatever. But
I don't know. Like for me, I'd say 5 is like my minimum. Like
that was what I was going to say.
5 matches, like full on, because to me, you need a healthy balance of everything. You know what I mean? And I feel like you need the matches because at the end of the day, you're selling wrestling.
mm-hmm.
You know, you're selling wrestling. You're not, you know, just doing promos galore. Like you are doing a wrestling product. So for me, I think you need to have that at the forefront, especially for a show called Total Nonstop Action. It's kind of in the advertising.
It was false advertising. That first show was false advertising.
That's what I'm saying.
We can all agree with that.
Like, it's false advertising at this point. Like, I would just, you know what I mean? Like, you got to deliver on that, considering it's in your name. And then if you want to do the promo things, you can. I think there were easier ways to do certain things that you were trying to do in a palatable way. They didn't even try. It felt like they just was like, you know what it was? It was like going on Journey of Wrestling, hitting simulate. There's your card. And it was like mostly promos. That's what that was. Like they literally just took something out of Journey of Wrestling and then just went on with it. So
yeah, that's a fair assessment to the situation. 5 matches, maybe 4 proper matches in a squash. Okay? You want to establish at least one talent as a strong act that you're building. That's where their squash is coming from. Not every match needs to be a 50-50 match. Some matches can be 60-40. Some matches can be 70-30. It is what it is. But where we're at with the content for the show, you need an X Division showcase.
yes,
There was no X Division showcase. Here's the thing. I'm one of those guys go like, if it's not the 6-sided ring, it's not my TNA. I understand the 6-sided ring is a little bit more painful for wrestlers to take bumps in. I don't know. Build a new one. Get some scientist on this and start constructing a new ring. Functionally, it's a real pain in the ass to build these rings anyways. But they are difficult rings to work in if you don't work in them all the time.
Yeah.
So if you've never taken a bump in a 6-sided ring before and you take a bump in one, you are going to hurt. But the 6-sided ring gave TNA its identity. Since we're not getting that, you still have to give us some semblance of what made that special, which was the X Division. And I understand that Leon Slater had visa issues.
Yes.
But if you knew you didn't have Leon Slater for the show, 2 weeks out, if you knew he had visa issues 2 weeks out, maybe not promote the match. And the other issue there, Myron Reed got picked up. The AEW, we'll talk about that later. And the various rascals. But if you can't deliver a match, don't advertise the match.
Don't advertise it. Yeah.
If you can't deliver what you are promising, don't advertise it. That's business 101. Card subject to change happens in wrestling all the time. Okay.
I was gonna say that's the thing, but I think for me, the thing that I thought made little sense was the fact that they had people there. They had people there. And not only did they had people there, they didn't feature, but they also knew this in advance, right? This wasn't a travel issues. Like how many episodes of Dynamite have we covered, Ryan, where, you know, on the day of the show, you're hearing, you know, planes have been grounded. So people can't get to the venue because the weather's really bad, whatever. Like it doesn't make sense that you know this and yet you didn't think we need to organize another match. They had dark matches. They had dark matches before the show went live.
Yeah.
And then only gave us 3 matches on television. Like
they also had talent there that didn't wrestle a match at all.
Yeah.
They could have somehow shoehorned into a match. Just go like, hey, we need this. We need to do this. Do you have your gear? Right?
Yeah, 100%.
There comes a certain point where I don't compare TNA to WWE or AEW. I am comparing TNA to House of Glory, GCW, Wrestling Revolver, which actually is the closest comparison of all of them, because Sami Callihan runs that, right? Yeah. And good relationship with TNA. That's what I compare it to. Okay? But you have these matches advertised. You have no plan Bs, no plan Cs, no plan Ds. You had one plan and no backup plans for any of them, to the point where you had to rewrite the whole show. There wasn't anyone you could call. I know a lot of talent was up in the Northeast for Limitless Rumble.
Yes.
I know that a lot of talent were just scattered all over the fucking place. Okay?
Yeah.
But we have covered on Light the Fuse. We have done almost a year's worth of Light the Fuse's Hannibal. You were right. Talent either not no show intentionally, but shit happens with travel. Sometimes they just walk out the door.
Yep.
When that happens, show's live. We have to have a plan and we need to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they had nothing.
Nothing at all.
So what I would like to see on Thursday's episode of this upcoming episode of Impact, I would like to see an X Division showcase. I need to see an X Division showcase. Okay? It's cool that we got a Knockouts showcase. I'm not big on the Elegance brand myself, but okay, we understand that the Inspiration are on their way out. We're on their way out, and as of today, they are free agents. But they did give us a Knockout showcase, maybe not in a singles capacity. In fact, we had 2 tag team matches and 1 singles match on the entire card. That's also things need to feel different.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
So, there's that. So, James, I'm going to ask you.
Yes.
What would you have done differently in structuring the matches that we had?
Oh, okay.
With the tools that we had available.
With the tools,
what would you have done differently?
Okay.
This isn't hypothetical in the situation where you can pull things out of thin air. We know the talent that were there.
Yep. So, what I would do for an X Division showcase match, that's easy. Rich Swann, Cedric Alexander. I would have made a match for that. 2 talents that were there, 2 talents that were around the area. Easily could have done that. Maybe throw Eric Young in there if you really want to, just for ease. Make it a triple threat. Eric Young is X-Event veteran. There you go. Familiar face. Make that your opener. From there, you want to do your tag match. I wouldn't change a thing about the tag match, despite my feelings on the Hardys. Everybody knows. Still would keep that. Overall, that was fine. Wouldn't change that. Keep that as is. Tag team for the Knockouts. Would keep the match. Greatly lessen the segment. Greatly lessen it. What I would have done is I would have done Mr. Elegant's debut by tripping up the motherfucker. You don't need to do a promo segment to me. That to me was overkill. I don't think you needed all that. I think if you just had him do a dirty heel thing, trip up one of the iconic members, and have them lose that way, boom, there we go, cool. Let's see, international championship match. Stacks was in the area, so Stacks versus shit. Who else we got left now? I don't know. So somebody give me the tools that we have left that I haven't used yet.
I think you burned up all the actual tools that would have been willing to wrestle, but there is an AJ Francis somewhere around.
He ain't doing them.
I mean, that is something else about the show.
Yeah.
Is if you're going to do a segment. Now, I hate these segments anyway. I'll be honest. I'm never like a massive fan of the segment unless it's someone really, I think, really important, right?
Mm.
Did my name just go yellow?
Yes, it did go yellow.
Okay.
I don't know. just I guess we're yellow, man. We're yellow.
Fair enough.
We're yellow.
So, I'm not a big fan of like the celebrity section in a wrestling show, right?
No.
And again, unless it's like, Hollywood stars or or like Taylor Swift or some shit, right? Because quite often, like I put a tweet out and it was quite rude. I'll say that. But when they were going for it, I was like, oh look, it's a who's who of who, because like I'm struggling to know who these people are, and I think I'm quite versed in pop culture. I'm like, I don't know who these people are. Obviously Candice Michelle, whatever, but. The worst thing about that whole segment wasn't who they had in, which felt a little bit low key, but was they stuck them in the hard cam section where there was no fuckers around. And I mean
that was egregious.
Not like 10 seats empty. We're talking like there are hundreds, 1,000 seats, bare ass, and you are focusing on that section. All you can see is at the bottom of the screen, the celebrity, the rest of the screen, this wide shot of empty seats. TNA, like most wrestling companies, this isn't exclusive to TNA, go to arenas sometimes where they don't sell out or they don't fill it up, right? No shame in that. But what these companies learn to do is how to shoot a show to make sure you don't see that it's empty. They want to draw your eyes into a crowd, into thinking that there's lots of people there. It's the complete opposite of what you do. You move those people to a different part of the arena if you want. Like WWE don't have celebrities sitting there the whole show. They have seat fillers sitting in those seats until they want those people showing up on camera, and then they swap them out, right?
Yeah.
They could have done something like that. There was no reason why they did it. It felt so amateur. And so for me, other than what you said, like it was how they did the show.
Yeah,
and I think it was.
This
was
not on the talent. This was not on the talent at all. This was 100% on the management and creative.
There was no like none of the matches were exceptional or anything like that, right? And look, not every episode of Dynamite or Raw has matches that you think these are like 5-star matches or whatever, But I don't blame the talent involved that night as to why the show was like it was. Like they have got to turn chicken shit into chicken salad. Every wrestler does. Like when you're on the show, you've got your 5 minutes, your 10 minutes, whatever it is.
Yep.
You've got to make yourself shine. And it wasn't their fault that things went the way it did. The segments went too long, and again, that's not their fault. They're out there until they're told, you've got 30 seconds or whatever. So again, it's not on them. But they don't have a lot of people. They've lost a load of people. They're going to lose someone else next week because they're doing a feast or fired match. That's what they need to kind of focus on now, to try and improve things. But yeah, from a production standpoint, I'm sure there's been episodes that have been just as bad as that in terms of like how they visually look. But your debut on AMC, that's not how you do it. That's not how you do it.
100%. Let us go to the callers here. We do have at least 4 on hold. For those of you just tuning into the X, we are live. We are here. Hello, everybody. If you're watching on the Twitter, make sure you subscribe to us on the YouTube at WC Worldwide on the X, but also on the Wrestling Collective on the YouTube. So go check out our social medias when you can.
Also, like, subscribe, and ding the bell.
Yes, indeed,
So
indeed.
so you know when we go live every week, every day when we go live.
Yes.
Yeah, it really helps. Show support is what it is. If you, the bare minimum, if you want to support the Wrestle Collective, the Wrestling with
Yes.
Tism team, Queens Road team, Wrestle
Yes.
Collective Weekly, any of our various shows.
Yes.
Please like, subscribe, ding the bell.
ShopWC.com.
And ShopWC.com, exactly as Grep said.
Who we got? Who we got? Who's coming in?
We have a few people on camera. So what I'll do is I'll bring in our resident man who is also joining in on the ShopWC.com.
I mean, there's literally 3 men right now, and you're talking about bringing in the resident man. What is going on?
I'm bringing. I could go ladies first as well. I was
No,
thinking.
that's all I was. Don't worry. Carry on.
Jesus Christ. Well, let's bring in the man. We know Dev. We love Dev. Dev is great.
Hey.
And then we will go to Dev. The man. We will go to the man that runs the collective relatively soon. He will be next. So it's gonna be Dev.
Can't wait to see
Jordan,
that guy.
Then Dev, Jordan, then Tay. What's
What's going on, Dev?
How are you guys doing? Glad you guys got to experience TNA and given the chance to talk about it and review it as such. I wanted to give you guys my card, my ideas of what the show could have been to be at least laughably good, with the resources that they had at hand. I would have kept the Hardys match versus the Righteous because, they have enough chemistry. There was a good enough build to it. Good enough of a build to get the TNA loyalists, the people that TNA fans, can really gravitate towards that. I don't see any reason to get rid of that. I would keep the Iconics dropping the belts to the Elegance brand. Very on brand for TNA, to book something like that. And I would also keep Daria debuting, but instead of, just showing us Elena Black, I would allow Elena Black to have an open challenge. This is Elena Black. Have her wrestle somebody. They're super cocky. And Zarya answers because she was in the back and destroys Elena Black. Showcases Zarya in a good way. And those two were a little too unutilized, in my opinion. So Zaruka, bit of a tongue twister. So I would do that. And Sol Ruka plus versus Brookside, who was also there. No need to put her in a knockouts match, I guess. That might be a little bit unfair, so I wouldn't, do that. And those two seem like they would have a good pairing of styles, aesthetically with the way they wrestle. And I'd keep the main event. I think the main event is poorly received because of the event itself. I thought it was fine, but it couldn't save this. Nothing could save this.
I think they had a serviceable match that if they had it on what was a banger episode, this would have been fine. Because the episode before the main event was done so poorly and structured so horribly, the main event itself suffered greatly. That's what I think happened, 100%. And, that's not always fair, but what are people going to remember? They're always going to remember the beginning and the end. That's every wrestling show from the beginning of time. That's just how it is, man. Like, you gotta put your best foot forward and leave with your best foot forward, man. So
I wanted to follow up on one of James' points from earlier. Just one point he had. I can't remember exactly what you said, but you kind of inspired me, triggered me to let the audience know that TNA that night did not care. They had your viewership. They knew you weren't going to leave. They did not care. The gain of viewership superseded any backlash or consequences. They knew they had you, and they took advantage of everybody.
That's exactly what happened. And I'm glad that usually Dev is one to try to look at the positive and everything. The fact that you said that, like, that tells me I'm not wrong in my frustration. I don't think any of
I
us
mean,
are.
they don't even hide it. Like they
No.
didn't even hide how
No, they
much they
don't.
didn't care. So
No.
it's so blatant. Like it has to be said, even
They're
by the
still
most
doing. They were
positive
still
people.
doing it now on the Genesis show. By the way, they showed Carlos Silva and I guess the AMC executive or whatever, and they were like, that AMC executive looked like he was like, "What's going on? What am I? Why am I here?"
Very awkward. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
But-
think like Dave was very like negative though.
No,
Like,
he
but-
was truthful.
Yeah.
He was right. It's
Yeah.
just unfortunately what he's saying is negative because they didn't care and it showed.
lots
I
of
think-
negative reactions overall.
Yeah.
That's the unfortunate part.
Yeah, that's definitely unfortunate. Anything else, big guy?
That's all I had for you guys. Did you like my rebooking? Did you?
I
Like
do. I
Core
do.
like-
Elena Black potentially wrestling.
I'll be real with you. I think you could have put a 5-year-old in this scene and they could have done a better job, especially if they like this.
In regards to Elena Black, I would have debuted her differently. I would have reintroduced her
Yes.
to the crowd via vignettes, the audience, and I would put some actual production value behind this. Not that there's a lot of production value you can do, but if you, like Elena Black, has access to a cell phone,
Yep.
anybody has the ability to film something. You are savvy enough with the TikTok, you could edit together a video package presentable for TV.
Yes, 100%.
You know,
Absolutely.
so
Hang on, let me just check. Dev, can women use mobile phones in your America?
Occasionally.
There you go.
Fair enough.
All right.
So-
Well, thank you very much, Dev. We're going to drop you down and bring up the next caller. You were saying, Ryan, before we bring up Jordan.
I was just saying, I would have just debuted her differently. I would have reintroduced Elena Black via this, via a promo, a vignette.
Yep.
But
Exactly.
either way, it works. I'm not judging that too harshly. I can't wait to see what she does next week because they at least have my money for the next 3 weeks. Whether or not they can keep my money after that, it's on them.
All right, man. Well, bringing in the man who puts all this together, he is the man of this shit. He is Jordan.
What's up, y'all? What's up,
Fair.
y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Can you hear me good? My audio
You-
good?
Coming in crystal clear, my friend.
Yes, we
Thank
can
you,
hear
thank
you,
you,
brother.
thank you. How y'all gentlemen doing today?
I am good, brother. How are you?
Man, getting through some technical difficulties through X, but it's all good. We manage, we strive and survive. But man, I'm excited. Like I said, first time caller, long time listener. So thank you for having me on.
New
you
caller,
guys do
Jordan.
great work. I see you guys were talking about TNA,
Yes.
and I will tell. I want to give you guys a little bit of perspective, just for me as a person who was a local to the show, to the area of the show and whatnot. And I just want to point out a few things about TNA and being local that I just feel need to be said. Nowadays there's a lot of talk about advertisements and promotions and things like that. Would you guys believe that they did very little to almost no promotion, letting me know, a local, that the show was here?
Oh, I believe that.
You
100%, I believe that.
So-
They've never been good at that. That's always been their weakness, was promotion.
Right. So when we talk about some of the crowd shots and things like that, and I'm pretty sure you guys have heard some of the things about the papering of tickets, so on and so forth. So it's the show overall, hearing that and seeing it and whatnot, overall, personally for me, was a bit of a letdown. It did not, there's nothing that drew me in to say I am uber excited to watch next week.
Yeah.
You know, we can start talking about Thursday really quickly. Thursday, you had your main event angle for your show on Saturday go be shown off of air. You know, and I understand mistakes happen, things happen. You got long run time, so on and so forth, but that's a blunder. You know, when you're
Yep.
debuting on your you know brand on your when you're debuting on your seventh TV network. You know, it these types of things shouldn't happen for a company that again is on their seventh TV deal. But you know, they were playing with the short deck, right? They didn't have all 52 in the deck. They had some travel issues with some talent. So,
Yeah.
you know, you can clearly tell TNA was hurting, but I don't think that they put their best foot forward as far as are concerned, match quality is concerned. You know, I don't know the direction of the company, right? You know, when AEW went to Max, there was like a clear like, okay, these are the guys that they're going with. When WWE went to Netflix, it's like, okay, these are the guys that they're going with. It's a clear new chapter, new era.
Yep.
Can you guys really say this is a new chapter, a new era for TNA,
No.
or just does not fit? Like
No.
Ryan, especially
Didn't
you,
feel
Mr.
like that to
WrestleFix.
me.
You're a big TNA guy like myself from way back in the day. Would you say this feels any different from any other TNA era?
No. It feels arguably worse, if I'm being honest with you. At the height of TNA's popularity was 2009, 2010, right? And that's when they went on up against Monday Night Raw and got kicked down a few pegs. My point is, it does not feel different. It does not feel different in a good way. It feels worse than it ever has.
It feels cheap. Abel said it best. It feels cheap. It does not feel. I honestly felt more hype about them going to Destination America. You know what I mean? Like I felt more excited about them going to Pop TV. Right? There was a little bit like this. Just feels like a TNA. The roster itself just feels like a shell of its former self. So that being said, you know we know the show didn't go that great. We here at the collective and especially here at Tism like to try to be positive based, right? Or solution based.
I don't know about positive based.
Yeah, there he is.
Let's pump the brakes on positivity now. Solution based, yes.
The power of positivity.
The power of positivity.
What would you guys say right now? Like, okay, the first week of TNA and AMC has already happened. We can't change anything that's happened, right? You can't bring anybody back, anything like that. That being said, and those being the parameters, what would you guys say? And Ryan, I would love to hear from you in particular on this. What would you guys say needs to be done for TNA to be more viable? I'm not saying a number 2 or number 3 company, but be an option like a CMLL, be an option like a GCW, be an option, you know? So what do you feel like they need to do to be more of an option?
You need more wrestling on a wrestling show, first and foremost. And hopefully next week or this Thursday that we have an X Division showcase actually capable of drawing in someone who didn't watch the pay-per-view who might buy the next pay-per-view, right? You got to reintroduce that. You need to introduce them to the singles knockouts division, not just the tag team knockouts division.
100%.
All right. You need to start turning up the main event angle. And where it's at is we need to not be WWE light, but we don't need to be AEW light. There needs to be a happy medium between the two for TNA to find itself as a new company.
100%.
This is why I did not like them focusing on the nostalgia of the old TNA, because they will never be that again. All the pieces that made that were special, unique in their own ways. Sure, we have Leon Slater, who is a really great young talent. Arguably one of the best talents under 30, and he's only, 21?
Yeah.
All right, so man, we need to get him over here to the States to wrestle on television.
Let me ask you guys something too. What is there a talent out there that maybe isn't tied up to an ID deal or dual contract, so on and so forth? Is there a talent out there that could move the needle for TNA?
No.
No.
But then
Really?
I don't think. So when I say that, what I mean is that I don't think there is anyone in wrestling who can move the needle. Not to a dramatic degree, right? And the reason I say this is because the last time I think the needle was really moved was when CM Punk debuted on Rampage, right? Only the second episode of Rampage, but that Rampage did almost 1 million on a Friday night, at like 10 o'clock at night on a Friday. That's really good ratings. When CM Punk left AEW and he reappeared in WWE, he obviously came back at Survivor Series, but that Raw that he was on following that, it did the same ratings it did the week before. And at that point, I'm like, okay, so we are now at the stage where no one's really going to move the needle. Now, if you've got, if you have very low ratings to begin with, then there is a chance that you might bring someone in that will move that a little bit. But I think the days of like a real needle mover are behind us. However, to answer your question, someone that can probably generate some interest.
Yeah, we'll say that because that's a good point. Maybe not a needle mover, but someone that can sign. Karrion Kross.
Yeah.
No way.
Well, see, I don't. He's not someone that it would move the needle for me. But there was a lot of buzz around him when will he stay? Will he not stay? Oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
It has died off. That buzz around him has died off somewhat. Like all the people that were, hashtagging We Want Cross have gone very, very quiet. But it would certainly be something that would have some debates going, would have people talking by doing it. And other than that, it would be somebody like a Jericho or an AJ Styles wrestling. If they could bring someone in from like the main roster, because look, at the end of the day, I know what you said, but they have that working relationship, right? So technically speaking, anyone that's contracted to WWE could appear on TNA television. So that's the only other thing they could do. But other than that, free agent wise, I really don't think there's many people out there.
For Killer Cross, right? He has not. We are 19 days into the new year. He has not wrestled once on any promotion. In any promotion, Killer Cross isn't really taking dates, and I got some flack once for saying that Killer Cross doesn't really wrestle. And I happen to say that, and he wrestled 5 matches in the month. We are this deep into January to not wrestle. The Killer Cross hype, you need someone who isn't going to be picked up by AEW, who did have some WWE buzz around them, I think, right? To get picked up. And Killer Cross is about the only guy there, but he's also already peaked in TNA.
He has.
What is Cross going to, if hypothetically they pull out the checkbook, sign Cross to a year deal, so that is as long term as the TNA contract gets in 2025 or 2026. Sorry. But sign him to a long-term deal and do it. But what's left for him to do at that point? And we are recycling last decade's nachos.
Yeah, and that's not only Ryan saying that. This is coming from me as well. This is coming from a Killer Cross fan. I don't think he should go back to where he already peaked. He should, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So, I don't know.
In fact, Cross hasn't wrestled a match since November.
Yeah. Which
so,
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on with his physical health. It is what it is. Cross is the only talent there. Maybe you could send over one of the, not a low-tier NXT guy, but an NXT prospect. Send him on a TNA excursion for a year to grow. Okay? What New Japan does when they're trying to train new talents, They send them on excursion to go tour elsewhere, get their reps in, learn other styles. When they come back, they're a great wrestler.
Yeah.
So,
You raising
guys,
your
I know
hand
you
there.
guys got other callers.
Yeah. Yeah. I was
And
gonna.
I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Mhm.
No, you're good. You're good. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I don't want to take up too much of the queue. But I do want to say here, live on air in front of everybody, from the top of the collective, I'm so happy and proud of you guys. Just to let the people know, the supporters know, man, Wrestling with Tism has been such a great passion project, something that I'm glad that James, Ryan, and Hannibal have allowed me and the rest of the collective to attach ourselves to. I'm very, very happy, very, very proud. I love the vibes, the energy, the talking points of this show. You guys are great. I just want to tell you guys, keep going. And everybody, please make sure to like, subscribe, share this. Get these boys some numbers and some views. Obviously, shopwc.com. The Wrestling with Tism shirt is on the way.
Shopwc.com.
And your next guest, I want to say, has a pretty great show herself. So yeah, shout out to her.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Slick.
Thank you very much, Slick. And with that, we shall. Oh man, I feel bad for cutting him off. I was trying not to. Bring in the person who represents Queens Road along with Dev, Carlos, and Soto. It is Tay.
Oh, hello. Good.
Hi,
I didn't
Tay.
realize y'all were gonna go like that close to my face. I would have put effort into myself.
Hey, listen. We gotta at least do it once every time. We gotta do the solo shot at least once.
Yeah, I would have put a little more effort into myself. I would have put my contacts in or something. I don't know.
Yes.
You were fine. You're fine. Don't
You're
worry.
fine. It's all good. So, what were your thoughts, if any, on TNA? I know you watched it along with the rest of us because you unfortunately had your cats try to interfere with you watching the rest of it, and we're like, no, don't watch this shit show no more. Please don't do it. Don't hurt your health like this.
I think it would have been better if there was more wrestling on it. I think that it was very oh my god, all I hear is yelling upstairs. I don't know what's happening. But if there would have been more wrestling on it, I think it would have been fine. But...
They're watching the replay of that TNA show.
Yeah, they're probably like, what the hell? No.
Where's the wrestles?
Where's the wrestling? But no, from what I've been hearing you guys talk about, I agree. I would have also debuted Elena a little bit different.
Yeah.
I think having her, she kind of pulled like what she did when she was in NXT. She just kind of walked out and did her like, oh yeah, I'm here. Like, you know, like I'm coming for the belt. Like, I don't know, maybe build yourself up a little bit first. You know.
No, I agree. Yeah.
I've got to say, I don't like the fact that people will just appear on TV sometimes, especially if you're going to a new company and it's expected that you know who they are and why they're important just by them doing that. Like, to me, actions speak louder than words. And granted, a lot of people, we've all watched different wrestling, right? So we know when someone debuts on TV, we normally have seen them somewhere else, right? So it's not a thing. But you know what? You've got to pretend that that's not the case. And you've got to pretend that the people tuning in may not know who this person is, may not have seen them before. So sell it. Promote it. Don't just let her walk out.
I get having her show back up, but also she hadn't been wrestling for like what? When did she say she was taking her break? I don't remember. They are yelling at something upstairs. All I heard was my dad.
I think it was about a year ago.
What is happening?
What I'm not excited about for Elena Black is ring rust.
Yeah.
She hasn't wrestled, and I don't think she's wrestled since that Long Island or Coney Island show.
Yeah, it hasn't been since then. Yeah.
Did she wrestle that Coney Island show?
It might have been the show after the Coney Island show. Yeah, it was a GCW.
She wrestled Priscilla Kelly at one of these shows. I thought. fact check myself here, but she hasn't wrestled in a long time, and this is why it's hard to get excited for someone who also has that much ring rust under their belt.
Yeah.
But we'll let Tay finish off her TNA thoughts. But we are about an hour into this TNA discussion, and
Really?
Oh, yeah, we're gonna move on.
we do got to move on to another topic.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just say this before we bring in the next person as well. But we'll also keep going. This whole deal with TNA as well, like they have 3 pools of talent that they could call upon. That's what makes this not make any sense to me. Because when you break it down, they have the indies. They regularly call people from the indies to even for one-off appearances. They have WWE partnership, and they've already started getting some main roster talent that they aren't doing anything with, right? And they've been, in like places like AAA and Evolve and shit. And then you have the WWE ID program. And there is some actual good talent in the ID system. Why didn't you pull from any of those pools of talent that you had access to? That's the other thing that was my other biggest bitch about this, really. Because there was so much talent that you just squandered that were on the indie scene. And ID talent, same with the main roster talent that they're doing nothing already. So,
it's the fact. Lol TNA, James, at that point in time. Lol TNA then, Lol TNA now, Lol TNA forever, Lol TNA together. Okay?
Yes,
the only way TNA can... Ash in the comments asked, what can TNA do to improve its product? It's very simple. It is treat itself seriously.
Yes.
They're not treating themselves seriously right now. And there is no defense of it, really. So there are so many talents on the independent scenes that they could pull from, and James is right on that one. But if the people running that company, and I'm talking to you, Tommy Dreamer, you, Delirious, and anybody else in that booking side of that company, right, who actually run day-to-day creative, okay, and Carlos Silva.
Say it again for the people in the back. Who's
Delirious, and Tommy Dreamer, the people whose job it is to run creative week to week, okay, maybe you need to start treating your company a little bit seriously. How did you not foresee any of these shortcomings that happened on this debut episode? I'm not judging TNA tomorrow based off the introduction of the first episode, but I am expecting it to be better. This show was pretty rough to watch. Yes. At the end of the day, enjoy what you like and like what you like, and don't be a dick. TNA had an opportunity to be a really good show, and they whiffed the ball. It is what it is.
The ball, yeah, 100%.
But we have other topics we have to get to.
We do.
And we've spent an hour talking.
Let's just see if Tay had anything to finish off with.
Yeah, did you have anything else you wanted to say? Anything on this day?
No. Other than I did, I understand things happen, and it was kind of brought up by Jordan about their main event angle not being on television.
Yeah.
So that's kind of
insane. Yeah.
Crazy behavior. But
it's insane shit. Tay,
before we drop Tay down, I do want to leave her up for the next topic because it's a fun conversation.
Yes, it is.
Well, we'll get to the new signings next week. We spent an hour talking about wrestling, and I want to have a fun conversation for this last half hour.
Yeah, we did.
But finish your question, James.
I was just gonna say, do we want to bring in the other person that's waiting in the queue since there's only one other person? Is that cool? Since we said
we can have a $5.
Yeah, let's do it.
We approved that before the show.
That is fair. All right, Advocate, we will bring you up, and it is all 5 of us now, and we also got co-producer man.
Well, I don't get a big box. You're just gonna give me that small box energy, James.
Hey,
thank you.
That's what
I'm talking about.
I didn't do the big box. That's co-producer's job. He's doing that shit.
Oh, is that Big Graps in the back? Oh, hoarding all the big boxes. I see.
Right what's the Noki eating right there?
Someone's arm.
Grade A strong style. Grade A strong style ribs.
Look, yeah, he's eating them ribs, brother. It's crazy.
You know, I take a lot of pride in my Antonio Inoki pictures.
Yeah,
How you doing, Tay? How you doing, Hannibal?
Good to see you.
How's it going, Fish, Hebert? Good to see y'all. I was going to say, before you move on to the next subject, I'm like, oh, TNA wasn't good. I'm like, how is that different from the last 22 years of its existence? You could pack every good thing that's ever happened in TNA in like a 3-hour supercut, bro.
Yeah, you could.
It is mostly ass. So I don't understand why everybody's shocked that it just continued its tradition of being ass.
I just wanted to give it out, and I regretted my decision. So
now
y'all could have been watching CML out with me, but no, you had to see what Moose was doing.
Oh, I didn't watch Genesis, so I didn't have to see that.
So Abel, it's funny you bring that up as well, because you know what? That may be in line with what is now going to be next week's topic. We're probably going to make that the signings. I'll put you on to some talent, trust me. Ryan and I know, Ash definitely knows there's some good talent in Prestige, in the indie scene in general, that they absolutely should be taking a look at if they're going to take themselves seriously, which, to Advocate's point, probably won't. That said, let's move on to what's now going to be our final topic. It's a fun conversation. Movies in 2026. Going to go outside the box here. We're going to go from TNA on AMC to AMC in the big box office. Haha, see what I did there? Little segue. Hannibal, you are the movie guy, so I am going to give you the floor on this topic, good sir.
I've just been looking at what's coming out this year, and I mean, there's a lot of films coming out. Some are straight to streaming, some are going to the cinema. So I thought, let's have a look at some of those and just see, what people are excited by. I've got a list in front of me that is by month, and I'm just going to kind of like pick some things out. But by all means, if there's films that you want to specifically talk about, anyone wants to talk about, then that's fine, obviously, as well. There is one that I'm kind of looking forward to, which is going straight to Amazon later this month. It's called The Wrecking Crew, and it stars Jason Momoa and Dave Bautista, or Dave Bautista, as he's known legally, I guess.
What, he's Bautista now?
Bautista.
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 Yeah, I've just seen that. I saw a short trailer for this a few weeks ago, and it's like a buddy cop thing. I don't think they're cops, but I'm just trying to give the vibe here. Like they're working together, not against each other. And I don't know. I think both of those guys can be fun. So I'm excited for it, even though I shouldn't be, but I kind of am. Yeah. So.
Now, you mentioned Dave Bautista. I have to ask you, Hannibal, since there's a U in his name, does that mean the UK really likes him?
Yes, that's exactly how it works. That's exactly how it works.
James, you're not allowed to tell jokes anymore.
Yeah.
That sucked. That joke is a 2-pack of ass.
Hey.
I'm a dad, and I do not approve of that joke.
I think that joke was great.
That's a
I'm
terrible
not a
joke.
dad, and
it made Tay laugh.
As a dad as well, I'm going to say, that you should face trial by jury.
Thank you.
Are we the jury? Is it us?
No, I'm talking to a jury of his peers.
Oh,
What? Hey, I demand a recount. I didn't sign up for this.
You know what?
He's guilty. Death penalty immediately.
No.
Get the chair. Get the firing squad. Get him everything he's done.
No.
Rats.
No.
My God.
This is what happens when
Anyway.
dogs cry.
Continue with the movies.
Look, for horror people, we got Scream 7
my mom
coming out in
wants
a few weeks.
that. My mom's a big Scream fan, so
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it, honestly.
I've seen all of them.
Me too.
I didn't think the last one was very good. Not really looking forward to this one, but some people.
I know that the whole and the reasoning behind it too? Like, oh, there's a reason like behind why I don't want to go see it.
It's probably the same reason as mine.
I'm
But
not
yeah.
gonna. We could. I don't want to cause.
No. We'll leave that.
But
there.
we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in the Discord. There was a Disney film coming out in March called Hoppers, which I saw a trailer for the other day. Like, people are getting really hyped about this film. But it's basically Avatar. It's basically the film Avatar, but rather than be set on a planet with blue people, instead they put you in the bodies of beavers.
Yeah.
I said what I said, and they said what they said. There's also a film called The Bride, which is a kind of like modern retell. I don't even know if it's modern, but it certainly looks more kind of. It doesn't look as periody as The Bride of Frankenstein generally does, but it looks. It's got such a good trailer that on paper it's like, oh yeah, great, Bride of Frankenstein film. But now seeing the trailer, looks really, really good. I love shit like that. And there's a film called Project Hail Mary with Ryan Gosling coming out. Normally, I wouldn't be too excited about a film where somebody is forced to go into space to try and save the world. But this one's directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller.
Yep.
I love those guys. So for that reason alone, I mean, the trailer looks good as well. But yeah, what's not to like about that? Now, here's a film that I know James is going to be like, oh, yeah, okay, now I'm interested. The Super Mario Galaxy movie comes out in April.
Yeah.
April 3rd to be exact.
I already have plans to go see that movie when it comes out because my friends and I saw the first Super Mario movie.
I think there's a group of my friends and I are going to make a plan to see that. And I don't know if this is in your list, but we're also planning on doing another movie, maybe making it a double feature night when we're thinking of also seeing Markiplier's current movie coming out.
Ooh, I want to see it.
Well, I mean, that comes out, Markiplier's movie comes out in about 2 weeks. This comes out in April.
Right. So, yeah. So it's probably going to be like, yeah, I didn't know what.
You're probably not going to see it in the double feature. It's going to be. No. It's going to leave. It's going to be leaving the.
That will be the first movie I see of this year. Then probably that and the Mario movie. Probably going to be the only 2 movies I see this year, unless I get my money up. Not my.
We're just going to throw out some autistic observation here. James does not do his homework on anything. Not release dates. Not our schedule. Not our plans. Not a damn thing.
Not the things we're literally talking about right now.
Concur.
Yeah, I stink. I'm sorry. A big stinky guys.
All right. If I can throw out a couple movies I'm excited about this year, Hannibal. We're not going to throw out the obvious Avengers Doomsday or Spider-Man or Supergirl. Superhero movies all day, right?
Yeah,
all day,
great movies.
Yes, for sure.
But Disney has a packed schedule this year. There's like this interesting movie coming out in July. Moana. They are releasing the live action Moana.
Live action Moana? What? Already?
Yeah.
Already. According to this, it releases July 10th.
Oh.
There is a trailer out. There is a trailer out. It's real.
So we are already throwing out remakes, live action remakes of
doing the whole dance live. What can I say except you're welcome?
He will be. He's in the film. He's in the film.
Full tilt, Siva Tao, all of it. All right.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy.
So that's why he couldn't show up to Mania and help out Cena. Okay.
So he decided Moana was more important.
He's working on.
Yeah, he was fighting that. He was fighting that damn crab, or whatever it was.
He had to get ready to do a musical number.
Shiny. That's my favorite song. I always like the villain song the best, like in Disney movies.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
The villain song always hits.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
We're getting another Insidious movie.
Of course we are.
But why?
Franchise because money. and we
Because
are
when they said the last one was
horribly.
the last one,
We
they
have
lied.
lost. We've lost the plot and
Yep.
cannot make new IPs. But speaking of new IP, this is
Oh,
one of the
wait, what'd you
oldest
say that
tales.
the reason was though? Fish, say that again.
We are creatively bankrupt. We ran out of IPs, and now we're just running things. But speaking of
But no.
intellectual
What's
property,
the other purpose for it?
I've already lost money. Anyways. All right. Our soundboard is fun. But speaking of IPs, one of the oldest IPs to ever IP, Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey.
Oh.
That's getting one too. I saw that.
I think you meant Dragon Ball part of 2, but the Odyssey works. Yeah.
I'm really excited for Christopher
So he's
Nolan.
just going to skip the Iliad?
Evidently.
Yeah, we're just skipping.
But I'm really excited.
Well,
Anytime
wasn't
Christopher
enough
Nolan
money
puts
in
out a
the
movie,
Right.
anytime Nolan puts out a movie, I go watch it in theaters. They're always pleasant theatrical experiences, except for that one very specific time.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you said it.
You know, I saw there's a movie coming out around Christmas time this year called Violent Night 2, and I thought it was a sequel to that Goldberg like Santa sleigh movie, and I was really excited. And then I found out
that would have been dope.
Wait! Isn't MJF in that?
Yeah, MJF
He's in
is-
Violent Night too. That's why he was gone because he was filming that.
So he's carrying on Goldberg's legacy. Okay.
No.
I get it. I get it.
Right. Hang on.
Hey, you know what? Hey,
Right.
listen. What did he call himself on Twitter?
You know that MJF guy is real good, but you know who I can't stand? Fucking Bill Goldberg.
Hey, listen. He passed it off for one Jew to another, brother.
Look, so Violent Night
was
basically grown up Home Alone, where Kevin was replaced with Father Christmas. It was pretty good. Like, you know, it was quite violent, but it wasn't a horror film like Santa Sleigh was. But the first one was quite fun. This one, I'm sure, will be fun as well. So
DNA should sign Goldberg. Give him one final run.
I know
that'll move in.
Yeah, that will put the butts in seats.
It will, bro. Why do you hate Goldberg?
Yeah, you know what?
You hate great wrestling? Sorry.
Why do you hate Goldberg, James?
There's a lot of reasons.
Well, now's your chance. Go.
Goldberg is
Now you on the big screen.
All right, fine. You want to know why I hate Goldberg?
Look into the camera.
He constantly whines.
Say it with chest.
Complains. He constantly sucks in the ring. He constantly injures people. He constantly injures himself. He's unsafe, and I don't want to see him hurt any of my favorites.
Name more than 3 people who he's injured.
The Undertaker.
I said more than 3.
Dolph Ziggler that one time. He looked injured. I don't know, but he has injured people, and I don't want him hurting people and himself.
So are you just describing Nia Jax?
Yes.
You didn't describe the most obvious one.
Bret Hart.
Oh yeah, Bret Hart too. He did injure Bret Hart. Although
Bret Hart, he injured the Undertaker and
he also injured Christian at one point. He injured Christian.
You know what? People get injured in wrestling. It's part of it. You get hurt. Also,
speaking of getting hurt, because this is going to hurt people.
Oh, God.
There is a double bill. Do you remember the other year we had Barbie and Oppenheimer came out on the same day?
Was there another one that was coming out?
Right. Great way to see a film is back to back. I did one I did one in 2024. This is legitimately true. I saw Paddington in Peru, followed by Anora. That was a weird day at the cinema. But
I'm sure.
On the 8th of May, you can have a double bill of Mortal Kombat 2, not starring The Miz, and The Sheep Detectives, also not starring The Miz. Everyone knows what Mortal Kombat 2 is, right? My boss at work turned around to me the other week and he said, you like films, right? Because he knows I watch a lot of films. I said, yeah. He said, have you seen the trailer for The Sheep Detectives? And I said, no. And he said, let me send you the trailer. This film, as the title might suggest, is about a shepherd that gets murdered and his flock of sheep solve the mystery.
What?
And this is live action,
Hello?
and the sheep talk to each other.
I see.
Switching
This is
subjects,
going
you
to
brought
be-
up Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah,
You going
This
to
is
see
a
Mortal
fun-
Kombat 2 this year?
That's a fun movie.
Yeah.
that might be a fun one.
I'm not looking forward to
It's
Fighter.
Street Fighter?
Street Fighter.
Not looking forward to Street Fighter.
Does look bad.
It doesn't look great. No.
Listen, the only
It
reason
doesn't look great. And also, James, you did not make a convincing argument. Goldberg still number one, the best.
Listen,
We all love him.
we already have one big Hebrew in MJF. We don't need another. All right, especially.
Oh,
him.
you talking Goldberg AEW? Let's fucking go.
Fuck that, bro.
That's
By the
what I'm
way-
talking
by
about.
the
Let's
way,
some real money.
Before people get mad at me and try to take that out of context, that was MJF's words, not mine.
Yeah, that's what he's calling himself. If you're a Star Wars fan, there's not been a Star Wars film since 2019. We do have one in May, 22nd of May, The Mandalorian and Grogu. If you didn't get enough of that little shit before, now's your time to go and see him again. Don't be rude about
Baby
Baby
Yoda. That's what you care about is Baby Yoda.
I don't care about Mando. I just care about Baby Yoda. I'm
You
just kidding.
just
I
care
also
about-
like
you
You
know
know,
what? You know what?
as a Star Wars fan, as a big Star Wars fan, I am excited to see Star Wars return to the big screen. There hasn't been a Star Wars film since what, 2018?
Yes.
I think 19.
I think,
Rise of Skywalker was 19.
Yeah.
All right. So we haven't had a movie in 7 years. Every movie in between has been canceled or otherwise shut down. Kathleen Kennedy has recently stepped down as the head of Lucasfilm.
Yep.
Which means, Dave Filoni is stepping up to do some of those tasks. And I forget who they said was the other one. Did you happen to see who's the other co-lead?
No, I didn't see.
Okay, I know Filoni is the creative head. Filoni is the Paul Levesque of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Actually, more like the Dana White of Star Wars, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
But, Dave Filoni with the pencil is never disappointed. If you've seen any of his Star Wars work, this Grogu movie is going to be fun. I'm excited for it. Hopefully this means that the drought of Star Wars movies are finally over. But Star Wars adjacent, we have Dune 3 coming out this year.
Yep. And it comes, in fact, let's go back to Dune 3 because there's a reason I'm going to save that till later on. For old people like myself, an advocate, 5th of June, we've got Masters of the Universe, another big screen adaptation of He-Man, yay, starring Jared Leto, boo. We've got a new Steven Spielberg film called Disclosure Day. I love Steven Spielberg, so I'm going to be going to see that when it comes out. There's Toy Story 5, which I'm not interested in at all.
I haven't been interested
Toy
since
Story 4.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I haven't been interested since 3. I think they should have just ended the story there.
100%.
It was the
You're not wrong.
I only
Yeah,
ever
it
saw
really
the
was.
first one. It was pretty good.
First one's great. Second
I
one,
love the second one.
the second one, low key, the best one.
No, it's not.
My opinion. I
Three
love
is
that.
three
I
is the
love that.
best. I do think the second one is very good.
One or 3 are arguable, but you can't have 2 without the first one.
That's also
Right.
true.
So
Sure.
my personal favorite is the third one. It's the culmination of the story, but also Toy Stories 1 and 2 are horribly dated in terms of their CGI and need a facelift. Hey Disney, I'm going to make you some money. Instead of remaking Moana for no reason after 10 years because it still functionally holds up really great, how about we just remake Toy Story?
There you go.
Yeah. You don't have to do
Yeah,
much,
make it
baby.
live action too.
Yeah, you're gonna get a live action
Can you
one now,
imagine?
baby.
Can you imagine
God.
Woody, bro? That would be
Everything's
fucking horrifying. You'd have to
Everything's
get fucking Slender Man to fucking play
Dude,
him like Adrian
got that.
Brody or
Imagine a
some shit.
live action
Wait.
Bo Peep.
I got the perfect casting for Woody.
Goldberg.
No.
Yes, Goldberg.
No.
No, Goldberg's
Hangman
kid?
Hangman
Buzz
Adam
Lightyear's
Page, duh.
Buzz Lightyear can be Bret Hart, and Woody can kill Bret Hart throughout the movie.
No.
Go.
They're gonna
No.
cast Mr. Potato Head as an actual, like, you know, a Yukon Gold or something. They might use
No. But it has to be Hangman Adam Page as Woody, and then freaking Buzz Lightyear is going to be Swerve Strickland because he Hangman tries to kill him, and
Ladies
Swerve
and
tries to
gentlemen,
kill
we
him.
broke the fish.
Yeah,
There you go.
I'm sorry with that. The 26th of June. You can end the month with another great double bill: Supergirl and Jackass 5.
So we're skipping over Scary Movie 6?
Yeah.
I'm actually really looking over.
I
I am looking forward to Scary Movie 6. Back in the Wayne brothers' hands. It should be a fun movie. The last Scary movie
on the fence about it. Yeah.
Listen,
well,
if to go triple numbers with it, I do this.
Well, if you're iffy on Scary Movie 6, maybe you'll come around to Scary Movie 7.
6, 7.
I'm gonna kill you.
No.
And on that note, maybe
No.
I should.
Right. We have got another wrestler starring film. I am excited to see this one. In August, we're going to have the release finally, after thinking we were never going to get this film released. Coyote versus Acme starring John Cena.
Oh, thank God.
Does anyone know what this film's about?
No.
So, as the title suggests, go on, Ryan.
It was Coyote suing Acme for selling him false advertised mechanisms, weapons, traps to try to capture the Roadrunner.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
So personal injury claims, false advertising, all of it. And, hey, this is going to be a good movie.
I honestly, I am looking forward to it.
Why is there a
am gonna
movie
lie.
coming out called How to Rob a Bank?
Isn't that kind of like the plot of B movie?
Nick Gage, is that you?
Kinda.
Also
I
made
can't
it
wait for
Resident Evil? Okay.
Godzilla -0.
Well, hang on. We've only just got to September. Right, I'm trying to run through this.
Wait, we're going
Yeah, we're doing.
Go,
No, I was trying to do that. Everyone else was trying to do their own thing.
Wait, I can't do Speaker Carlos this show?
I didn't say.
Let
I
Hannibal
didn't say that.
finish.
I didn't say that. Clayface is coming out. A spin-off from Batman in September. I've seen nothing about it, so that worries me. We've also
And the
got.
crowd goes mild.
Yeah, we've also got Resident Evil. Now, normally I would not. I'd be very hesitant about Resident Evil because there's never been a good one, but this one's directed by Zach Kreger, who did Weapons and Barbarian. So now I'm interested.
I think I will probably end up seeing Resident Evil. I'm sure my friends will want to go see it.
Now there's a film coming out that Sodo is going to love.
Young
the
Bucks
social,
bio?
no,
Young Bucks movie?
The Social Reckoning. Right, The Social Reckoning is a follow-up to The Social Network. So it is about Mark Zuckerberg, but obviously later in his career, and he's now being played by Jeremy Strong from Succession.
When you say Mark Zuckerberg, we're talking about the same Mark Zuckerberg, the lizard person, right?
The lizard person?
Yeah, the lizard person is crazy.
Sure.
What?
Damn.
I'm not.
Are you not familiar? Are none of you familiar with lizard person Mark Zuckerberg?
No!
I got some tinfoil to sell you.
I'm scared. I don't like it.
I'm just gonna say Discord is gonna be rocking tonight.
We're gonna have a lot of conversations after this show.
We're gonna.
I just want to say you brought up that Clayface movie earlier.
Yeah.
And how are we not talking about the fact that Perez Hilton came out on TNA and looked like Jim Carrey Riddler?
Honest to
Right,
God,
yeah.
in the thumbnail, I was like, why have you put Jim Carrey Riddler in there? And I was like, oh no, it's Perez. I really got confused by the thumbnail. True story.
Hey, we focus on the positives, not the negatives.
It's not a negative, just an observation.
It is an observation.
Not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing.
I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of you.
That's what it is. It's something.
Follow us on the
Something.
Discord, by the way. things acting up again. Continue.
We
here at the collective, we listen, we don't judge publicly.
Yeah.
Privately,
privately, we definitely much very do. We've got a new Hunger Games film coming out. Yeah, if you like that. We've got Fokker-in-Law.
Ariana Grande's in that movie.
We got a new Meet the Fockers.
Yeah, let's go. I'm happy.
Yeah, the kids are getting married.
All of us, we are gonna go to cinemas and see that movie.
Are we gonna get the RV? And we're all gonna go see
just to watch it.
AMC's gonna get more money out of us than they will with TNA.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
All right, let's get through this laundry list.
We've got to round out the month of November. We've got Madden, which is the Nicolas Cage film star. Nicolas Cage is John Madden.
I thought you said Madam. Oh yeah, the John Madden movie is coming out.
Yeah. Nicolas Cage as John Madden is. When you see some pictures of it, it's definitely something.
I can't wait to hear Nick Cage have to say the word turducken.
Well, that's hopefully going to be just for the end credits.
Right.
And then we've got, as alluded to earlier, we've got a very, very weird double bill because these films come out on the same day, which is insane to me. We've got Avengers Doomsday and we've got Dune Part 3.
The Dune Avengers.
Oh, this is definitely going to be the new Barbenheimer.
Avengers Doomsday?
Avengers Doomsday, absolutely.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. That's a home run right there, Big Graps.
Yeah, we sold it. We sold it for them. AMC, pay us royalties.
You're welcome. Free marketing, royalties, brother.
Royalties,
give me my money.
Give me my money.
That is going to be a long ass day. Be nearer 3 hours. They're going to be epics.
They are going to be epics.
There are going to be people who go to see one of those movies and attempt to go see the other one. They're going to have a really, really bad time because popcorn, soda. It's going to be a long day.
We'll all be fine. We watch AEW pay-per-views, so we're all ready for
we're
sitting around to watch something for 8 hours straight.
Yeah, you're right.
They'd be like, oh my god, it was so long. What do you mean? This is just Wrestle Dream.
Yeah. I'm like, this isn't even one of the long ones. What are you talking about? This one's only 4.5 hours.
Have you seen All In this year? That was 7 hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it wasn't even All In this year, guys.
This is just AEW Dynasty. What are you guys complaining about?
I don't.
Come on.
Exactly.
People who aren't wrestling fans just don't get it.
They
oh, this movie's like 3 hours so long, and I'm like, I sat and watched a 5-6 hour pay-per-view the other day. What are you complaining about?
All right. Fun fact: if you watch 2025 All In Texas 5 days a week, legally AEW has to put you on their health insurance.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! Well, on that note,
not on that note. Not on that note. So now we kind of talked about that. Like, what are people looking forward to? Like, what is 1 or 2 films from from stuff that I didn't touch everything, but what are you looking forward to go and see this year? We'll start with the lady in the room, Tay Manners. Is there anything that you're looking forward to? I don't even know how often you go to the movies if you're a movie person. Are you a movie person?
I do love movies. So for me, it would probably be Avengers Doomsday. And then this is rough because I'd probably say Resident Evil. I don't want to go into it like negative, so. But interesting. So.
That's fair. Fair.
Big Graps, producer man.
Got to get the solo shot of myself. Look
at this beautiful human right here.
I was hitting that pretty deadly.
Those beautiful,
pretty deadly pose.
Strike a pose,
Wilson.
Strike a pose, Graps. Strike a pose.
So I mentioned it earlier when I Carlos new speakered this program. Godzilla Minus Zero. Always love a good Godzilla, Godzilla movie, especially because I love I'll enjoy a good MonsterVerse movie where it's just Godzilla doing Godzilla shit, but taking it back to the old Japanese, post Pearl Harbor, not Pearl Harbor, but post Hiroshima Nagasaki fears, tying that into the story. Oh, it's great. It's
-1. Me and Ryan. Me and
I mean,
other Ryan.
technically, it is post Pearl Harbor if you think about it.
Well, yeah.
Like they did start it. I'm not,
Look, now's
we're
not the
over
time.
it now.
Now's not the time, Advocate. But yeah, me and WrestleFish talked about Godzilla -1 on this show before. Like, we're both massive fans of that film, so yeah, very much looking forward to
that and Scary Movie 6.
Hero. Yeah. You're a sicko, man. It's for the sickos. For the sickos.
You're a sicko with a hard O.
Advocate, you're up, brother. What are you looking for?
I mean, if I'm being honest, I probably won't see any of these movies in theaters this year.
No, you don't see it in
because
theaters,
I have a 2-year-old, so
Do you have
I
to
haven't
own
been
an Amazon Fire Stick, Advocate?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm excited for Godzilla -0 when it comes out on Netflix, and that's probably where I'll watch Avengers and Dune and stuff too, is on, when they come to streaming. But yeah, definitely Godzilla. I'm with you, Graps. That's the one. For you guys that don't know, other than being like a wrestling fanatic, one of my other big fandoms is Godzilla. So I've seen every single Godzilla movie more than once, even the really bad ones.
And the dude's in the intro. We got to put him over.
Yeah, man.
Of course.
True. Yeah, we got to put him over. Absolutely.
WrestleFish.
So, all the superhero movies, those are big experiences for me. But the one big movie I'm actually excited for is, in fact, Godzilla -0. That is a sequel to probably my favorite Godzilla movie, maybe ever. So, getting it, very curious what we're going to do in it. All right. Yeah. I have no hype. I have no expectation. There is a lot of hype. I just like going to movies with no expectation. I don't like watching for movies I'm extremely excited about. Do not send me a trailer for.
Yeah,
okay?
True. I hear it.
Do not send me a trailer. Do not aggregate trailers. Do not aggregate plot line.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Do not.
Do not
give me spoilers.
To the point, I disagree with the Monsterverse of Godzilla going around and doing Godzilla things. This Godzilla going around doing like Dom Toretto things. Okay, the Monsterverse movies are Fast and the Furious movies. Okay, they're not Godzilla movies. This is what it is. I said what it is.
The American Godzilla movies.
Does that mean that they're about family?
Well, I enjoy a little bit of slop from time to time. Okay.
Yeah, listen, slop.
Sooner or later, Godzilla is going to fight Dom's family, and we're just going to accept it. Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna get.
It's going to be part of it.
We're gonna get the CGI Paul Walker in the background.
Gonna have the Progress Motors Championship.
Godzilla,
they're gonna have the shot of CGI Paul Walker in his hot rod and Godzilla, and they look at each other in the eye, and then he starts driving, and they go after the bad monster.
What they are going to do. What they are going to do is they are going to have Godzilla fight Mecha Paul Walker, who is clad in his various, car parts, that he's had, and it's gonna be a good old time. All right, put the Megazord together. Let's do it.
No. We're gonna say this right now. Fish, what do you mean Paul Walker clad in car parts?
What was your academy?
Moving on. I think I should go now.
James, just a slight correction, real quick. I would say, it is fair though that Godzilla, at least through the Showa era, was mostly like a baby face or like a protagonist.
Yeah, that's true.
Through the majority of his films. So it's not just an American thing; it's also like that in Japan.
Listen,
for anybody who cares, sorry to nerd out. I mean to bore everybody.
No, Advocate, we're gonna say this here now. Godzilla is the precursor to Aaron Wolf. Okay.
By the way, this is the place to nerd out. It's Wrestling with Tism. What do you want about that?
Yeah.
Come on now,
bro. Fuck it. Put the world title on Aaron Wolf.
Yeah, right. There you go. Listen, guys. Yeah, they kind of already said it. The biggest thing I'm looking forward to. Yeah, you can see there's a Mario game, multiple Mario games in my setup. Yeah, it's Mario. The Mario Galaxy movie. I'm really looking forward to it. I've enjoyed the other Mario movies in the past. I'm looking forward to this one. I am pissed that they decided we're going to skip over fucking Sunshine and we're just going to go straight to Galaxy.
That's the prequel, James. That's the prequel.
I want it now.
No, you gotta wait your turn. You gotta wait your turn. You gotta wait your turn.
You got to get 3 other sub movies, James. You're going to get 3 whole other sub movies before we get to that.
How could you? This is
all right.
Bullshit. But yeah,
All
that's what I'm looking forward to. And then the Mark movie as before. And that's everything. So there you go. That's
We're a little long in the tooth.
Yes,
well, we're winding. I know we're winding down. I can see we're winding down, but did want to address something. I did put a tweet out earlier on. Fish made me a very nice graphic. Wanted to. Oh no! Don't put it on the big screen, man. Don't do that to me. At the moment, like I'm at that very awkward stage where I'm not gonna be shaving my head again because I don't need to. But also, it's like it's gonna take a while to grow back out, so it's awful. No, look. I don't want to. Stuff happens on this platform sometimes. Feuds happen, all that kind of stuff. I get talked about a lot. I'm somebody's favorite for some reason. I'm not gonna go down that path. Like I'm trying to get past that. I don't want to be causing rows and having arguments and making little bitch sessions and stuff. I'm done with that. I've been done with that for a while. But I'm trying to move on from that. But something that was said to me yesterday really irked me, and that was about faking autism. So I just want to categorically state, for the record, I'm going to make it because it's time to make the announcement. I am not autistic. I'm autistic with ADHD. That I like to not just have one flavor of ice cream. I like to have more than one flavor of ice cream. I like to be a human contradiction to myself. That's what I want to do. So yeah, you know what? If you want to say that I'm not autistic, you're absolutely right, because that's not technically true. I'm not, and I don't need to prove that to anybody, but I have had to prove that to somebody. I had to prove that to the IBEX or whatever the service is called. I had to send them my paperwork in order for them to accept that, so I could get help with my disabilities when I went to America a couple of years ago. So I have all this stuff. This isn't me guessing or something. I spent a long time trying to figure out why I lived my life like I did and struggled. It took me a long time. We've talked about this on previous episodes. I don't want to go down that road again, right? But it took me a long time to be able to, get diagnosed by somebody, because it takes a long time to wait to see somebody and then get that, and it wasn't a great experience. You guys have gone through it, right? It's not fun to be analyzing that kind of way, man. It sucks. So
it does.
I had to deal with that crap, and I'll take most things, but that kind of thing really hurts me because it's not fun. And I'm not saying that there aren't people that we're on the internet, right? People do lie about stuff from time to time. I get it. I understand it. But when it comes to stuff like that, man, I just don't. If you want to do that, it's your choice. But to actually accuse people of doing that, I think is really underhand. And, I've had some support. Obviously, I have the support of the collective. Obviously, I have the support of the guys here. I also had some support from somebody else who had got attacked by people in the IWC. Somebody who is very controversial to some people. Someone called Nicola Piccolo. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry, I just had to pick up that name I dropped on the floor. But he was very kind, and supportive, and I appreciate that. He's somebody, we're on different ends of the wrestling spectrum, for very obvious reasons. But there's one thing that brings people together sometimes, and that is actually being human and how you treat people. And just because we don't align in how we view things, you have different opinions of people about politics or wrestling or films or music or whatever. But at the end of the day, we are all supposed to be human, and we should try and treat people with respect. And I don't always do that. No one does. Everyone has their flaws. But that just shows that you can actually, find common ground with people and find support in places that you don't always do it. So I just wanted to say, thank you to him and thank you to everybody else who gave me kind of like support as well. But you know what? Say what you want about me. I don't really care in that way, but just don't accuse me of things like that. That because made me sad. Like and angry.
No, also just want to say, if you think he's working autism, you're a fucking idiot, brother.
Yeah, bro. Like, I like. Thank you, Graps, because you legitimately said it for me. Like, we did a whole breakdown. Like, we did a whole story to you on X when we were doing Tism on X, Spaces wise. We literally gave you the floor to talk about this, right? Yeah. And like. The fact that people are willing to say that you're lying because they don't like opinions that you say is like ridiculous.
There
and
are
by the way,
so many things you can hate me for or not like me for without accusing me of things like that. That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying, man. Yeah. Like none of us are perfect. We all have different opinions. Like I'm not expecting everybody to be like kumbaya, but like don't come after my boy and his disability that you know nothing about. I know all about it. I'll tell you right now. I don't need a diagnosis. I don't need to see his diagnosis papers. I can tell you he's autistic. I don't like the whole reason we became friends is because of that. We related to it. We've had phone calls.
We started this, yeah. Go on, Ryan.
We had phone calls on this shit, Fuck.
I just want to say, if you're throwing out blanket accusations that Hannibal or I or anybody else, if you're throwing out accusations that you're faking it, you're giving off big Gestapo energy. Where's your papers? Yeah. Okay. And you're really showcasing who you really are. All right. So it just is what it is. At the end of the day, don't be a dick. Don't attack people for what they can't change.
Mm-hmm.
No need to make things up in terms of BS accusations, allegations, in terms of, I don't believe you're autistic. Autism is a spectrum. There are people who are low-functioning autistic and people who are high-functioning autistic. And then you have so many comorbidities that go with it. It's not a one-size-fit-all thing, okay? Behind us, there's a fucking infinity symbol. It is infinite. The autism spectrum disorder. That is what it's called. Okay? I particularly, back when it was still a thing, was diagnosed with Asperger's. Okay?
Yep.
Now it just falls under that. And we don't call it Asperger's anymore because we don't really like supporting Nazis. Okay?
No.
So it is what it is. So also ADHD as well.
Yes. 100%.
Like it can fall under many, there are many boxes to check.
Yeah.
All right. And just to rage bait, just to be an edgelord, you're going to accuse someone of faking their diagnosis.
Because you're mad, or people are mad, not even just one person, that we decided to completely leave a toxic side of the fan base. This is what it all comes down to, really.
And I mean, if anything, James, does this situation not kind of prove exactly what it was we walked away from?
Yep.
Because the thing is, this is the last thing I want to say on it, right? And I think we've all said it anyway, right? But having autism, having ADHD or anything like that isn't a get out of jail free card. Like,
no.
Just because you are somewhere on that spectrum doesn't mean that you can get away with stuff and just go, it's the autism, right? But you can not be aware of you doing something because of that, but it doesn't excuse you from it. So if I do something that I then learn from, I won't do that again because I've understood that, right? I've understood the assignment. I didn't understand it before. I didn't see it, whatever. So you change. So there's things that you might do by accident, but we're talking about people that do stuff on purpose, like intentionally.
Yeah.
And that's a whole, like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's a whole other thing. So I
That's
don't
a
have an
whole-
excuse.
Yeah.
I don't have an excuse for things that I do. I can't wave a card and go, well, disability, right? That doesn't work. But
No.
if you're actually doing it and you're intentionally doing it, what does that say? So, I just wanted to get that out there because I'm not trying to engage. I'm not trying to, and I've deliberately not named names because I think that's classy. That's the classy way of handling it.
Yep.
I've got no interest in whacking
good,
that cage, right? But I just want to, I just felt like I had to say something to just move on from it. And the unfortunate thing is I think we all know that it will never fully be moved on.
Yeah,
But the thing is,
I'm done with it. I'm done with it personally.
But this is me kind of like saying, look, you can see what I say because that allows you to. You can't reply to what I say. You can take your screenshots. You can talk about it in groups, whatever you want to do. I can't stop any of that. But I'm not going to be engaging in that way. You can do whatever you want to do. This is me letting you kind of know that's where I'm at. But also to just get off my chest what irks me about it. So
Absolutely.
accusing people of stuff like that is just lame and low. And yeah, just thank you to everyone who has supported, not just today, but in other instances as well. But I'm hoping that's the last time. You know what the unfortunate thing is? It probably isn't the last time I'm going to have this kind of situation. Hopefully it's the last time with that side of things. But I do feel that this is always going to be a battle.
Yeah, especially with other trolls unrelated. Yeah.
Well, not even that. I mean, do you remember when we had to go live just after RFK Jr.
Oh yeah,
the world about housing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
it's already begun. It's already begun. Yeah.
Right. So there's always going to be something. There's always going to be a reason for doing it. But you know what? This is why we do the show that we do. This is why we do Wrestling With Tism. It's not just to have the fun conversations. It's also to talk about the not so nice.
Remember to take your time about everybody.
Oh my God!
All right,
Christ. With that being
that's
said,
a good breaking point.
Yes.
With that breaking point. We've been running a little long. We needed to have a little public service announcement.
Yeah.
But for everybody who engages with Wrestling With Tism, WrestleCollective, we appreciate you. You are an audience that we value, and we try to provide an escape for a lot of negativity in the world. If you can, because it helps us do this, not this to say this at this point in time, but we got to get it all out of the way. Like, subscribe, ding the bell. If you want to support us and showcase your appreciation of the product in which we provide. That is a good means of doing that, and that is across all of our, little partnerships that we have going on.
Yes.
I want to say this has been a journey. This has been fun. We are approaching a year of doing this, guys.
Yeah, this is insane. Bro.
We've been doing this since March.
Yeah.
And we will have a nice little show dedicating our year of doing this at that point in time. But I just want to say again, everybody who engaged with us, and to my two co-hosts, and to the whole team, I respect and love every single one of you. It is genuine, and yeah, I don't think there's anything else I can say.
With that said, ladies and gentlemen, it is funny we brought up the neurodivergency. I do want to give the plugs. We'll start plugging things here. One big thing I'm going to plug. It's going to happen on February 1st. We know 2 out of the 3 of us are going to be doing this, but this is super important. For the WrestleCollective SRS partnership, Superpower Slam, February 1st. It is a fundraising show for the neurodivergent community. So I feel like it is kind of a responsibility for us to be covering that. So February 1st, 7:00 p.m. EST, be there. You will see our faces, I'm pretty sure, and hopefully we will see Hannibal's face.
Is it worth? I mean, conversation to have offline, but I'll say it live so then we know to talk about it next time. Like, could we not maybe tie Tism into it rather than doing it Monday? Like, tie it into like the pre-show.
True. I guess so. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll talk about it offline.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about it offline. If it's fine either way. I would like you there regardless. So that's kind of.
Oh yeah.
I hope we'd have you there. I hope we'd have you there. Like it's not a Wrestling with Tism watch along. It's still a typical watch along, but you may see us there. Is the point. So please go and support us if you want to, and support the people that are going to be putting on that show. I believe it's free on YouTube. It is also an Orange Crush production. Go support those guys because I think it's really cool what they're doing for the community. You can check out all the other stuff going on in the Simply Reliable Studio side of things on SR Studios 2024 on the X, and you will be up to date on all various watch-alongs. Ryan and I, along with various other guests, did commentary calls on the Collective and various other channels for GCW and for Prestige, where Alec Price and Jordan Oliver got signed. We called that in real time. That was a real awesome moment for us, and we've been riding high since WrestleMania weekend last year before the partnership for the WrestleCollective. So please go check out SR Studios 2024 on X. Update yourself on when our next watch along will be. And with that,
ShopWC.com.
I leave it to the ShopWC.com crew to support and plug the WrestleCollective, even though I'm also WrestleCollective. Go do this thing. Go check out this website right here. Do it.
Hit the link. Yeah, so we've got Light the Fuse on Wednesday. No, let's start back. We've got the Raw review, which will be taking place
coming tomorrow.
Yes.
I was going to say, not taking place tonight. It's taking place tomorrow. I believe during NXT. So I think it's like 8:30 Eastern tomorrow.
Yes, I think.
Over on Twitter. So yeah, go and join Carlos and the Space Elite for that. On Wednesday, it's been pushed back. Just letting everyone know now. So Light the Fuse will still be going live on X on Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. Style time. Yeah.
I was going to pop some Red Bulls.
No. Take the night off. We'll discuss that tomorrow. But yeah, we're gonna be on this on Wednesday at 5:30 as per, and then we will have unless plans change, we will be having Wednesday Night Chaos with Carlos 15 minutes after Dynamite ends on Twitter as well. So go and join the space for that. And then on Thursday we have, of course, the Wrestle Collective weekly podcast, which will be going live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Graps, have we got any topics yet that we've decided upon?
We'll figure it out tomorrow.
Oh no. Yeah, I was gonna give a tease if we had one now, but I figured that we'd probably just be discussing it tomorrow. So that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I'm gonna be honest. I got no clue, but just so you know, it's still probably gonna be better than watching TNA.
I didn't say that. And also, look, I'm not. This is not a sponsored ad by Mattel, but just because I thought it was really cool.
Mattel money.
We got this for my daughter the other day. Unfortunately, the doll is upstairs, but look out for that Barbie. It's doll number 245.
I thought that said Asian
of the regular
Barbie.
This is the first autistic Barbie doll that they've put out by the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network, which is actually one of the decent charities from what I can understand. And yeah, it's an autistic Barbie.
I gotta ask.
Yeah.
James, I can hear your fan. Turn it off.
Okay.
I gotta ask, for sake of the bit and the joke, did it come with any of the following? Well, I would, we live in a.
It was delivered
year.
by train. There you go. There's the date. It was delivered by train.
Jesus Christ!
No.
Go.
What I was gonna ask was, does it come with Tylenol?
Okay.
Is there an autistic Ken doll that's the pair with it? If so, does it come with circumcision equipment?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
And
Did you ask if it comes with circumcision? I think this is where I say we've almost gone 2 hours. Let's try to get to rapping.
I think it's time to go.
It comes with a fidget spinner, headphones, and honest to God, eyes that are not staring straight at you.
Yay!
Very like it's very like you can see it when you look at the doll. You can see it, but so it's not completely obvious. But you can see it. It's very well done, very classy. If you got a child, go and get that doll. It costs like $10. It's well worth it.
There you go. Go support the Barbie, autistic Barbie, and
I was delivered via train.
Before we get any crazier, we gotta end this stream. We're taking it home. Till next time, there will always be some more Spectrum on the internet. See you next time, folks.
Ladies and gents, thanks for stopping by. And until next time, this is the Wrestle Collective.